They're billionaires. Some sat through lectures, midterms, and sleepless nights. Others dropped out faster than you can say student loans. And a few never even walked into a classroom. Welcome to the Billionaire Education Tier List, where we grade the world's richest people on the one subject that matters most. Did school actually matter? Or was it just extra credit? S tier, the legendary dropouts. Let's kick it off with Mark Zuckerberg, Harvard golden boy turned Harvard dropout. He started Facebook in his dorm room, launched it campus-wide, and then ghosted the Ivy League like a bad Tinder date. Now he's worth $100 billion. Harvard didn't get his tuition money, but they still got free advertising every time you type Facebook started at Harvard. That's an S-tier flex. Then there's Bill Gates. Another Harvard dropout, except instead of building a social media app, he built Microsoft. Gates had the type of vision professors couldn't grade even if they tried. Net worth, once the richest man on earth. Harvard, left on read. That's S tier every day of the week. Steve Jobs, he lasted about 5 minutes at Reed College before dipping. But Jobs was the kind of dropout who still sat in on random classes like calligraphy, just because he thought it was cool. That's why Apple computers have fonts that actually look good. Bro didn't get a diploma, but he gave the world Helvetica. That's S-tier lore. And finally, Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle. Dropped out of 2 different universities, not 1, 2. It's like he wanted to prove quitting is a skill set. Now worth over $100 billion. The man basically majored in, I'll do it myself. S-tier supreme. A tier, the Ivy League completers. Not everyone bailed. Some billionaires toughed it out. Warren Buffett is Exhibit A. Started at Wharton, then switched to University of Nebraska, then got his master's at Columbia. Buffett basically treated education like investing. Diversify, then cash out. He still calls his Columbia degree one of the best investments he ever made. A tier. Jeff Bezos went full Princeton nerd mode, electrical engineering and computer science. Back then, he just wanted to build a hedge fund. Instead, he built Amazon, aka the everything store. Staying in school didn't just pay off, it changed shopping forever. Solid A tier. And then we've got Elon Musk. He did physics and economics at UPenn, then decided, PhD at Stanford? Nah, I'll just revolutionize cars, rockets, and the internet instead. He technically left Stanford after 2 days, but let's be honest, 2 days at Stanford still counts as a flex, a tier. B tier, the respectable middle ground. Some billionaires didn't go Ivy, but they did enough to make school work for them. Michael Dell, University of Texas dropout. He started building PCs in his dorm, selling them to students. Eventually, he realized he didn't need professors. He needed motherboards. Dell is now one of the biggest names in computers. Not quite Gates, but respectable. B tier. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, while Page initially finished his undergrad at the University of Michigan. Go Blue. He and Brin both enrolled in PhDs at Stanford, but bailed out when they got busy, inventing the world's biggest search engine. Honestly, dropping out to create Google is the kind of move professors secretly brag about to their students. B-tier legends. Oprah Winfrey went to Tennessee State University. She didn't finish on time, but eventually went back and got her degree. By then, she already had her talk show empire. That's like showing up late to class with an A+ anyway. Solid B tier. And let's give some credit to Reed Hastings, co-founder of Netflix. He went full formal route, Bodo in college, then a master's in computer science at Stanford. Imagine grinding problem sets in the 80s, only to later give the world, "Are you still watching?" He stayed in school but didn't flex Ivy status. B tier. C tier, the safe players. Michael Bloomberg, Harvard MBA. A solid move, very respectable. But let's be real, MBAs are like Toyota Camrys. Reliable, dependable, but not exciting. Bloomberg's billions came less from Harvard prestige and more from Bloomberg terminals taking over Wall Street. C tier, Howard Schultz, the Starbucks guy. Northern Michigan University communications degree. Didn't scream future billionaire, but it gave him just enough to market a pumpkin spice latte like it was liquid gold. Respectable, but not iconic. C tier, Phil Knight, Nike's founder. University of Oregon undergrad, then Stanford MBA. He literally wrote a paper about a shoe company, then made the shoe company. Clean execution, but nothing wild. That's C tier. D tier, the school, nah crowd. Richard Branson dropped out of high school at 16. 16. No diploma, no college, nothing. Just vibes and Virgin Records. He turned it into Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, Virgin Galactic. Honestly, Branson is proof charisma can carry you places textbooks can't. But education-wise, that's D tier. Amancio Ortega, founder of Zara, dropped out at 14. Didn't even make it to high school graduation. Still built a fast fashion empire worth tens of billions. Incredible business story, but education ranking? That's a D-ist. Ingvar Kamprad, the IKEA founder, also left school young. He went straight into selling matches, pens, and eventually flat-pack furniture. Sure, he built IKEA, but he couldn't build an academic transcript. D tier. F tier. The anti-school icons. Now for the billionaires who didn't even bother trying. JC never went to college, but he flipped rap into Rock Nation, then into a billion-dollar empire. Brilliant business mind, but on an education list, that's F tier. Kanye West dropped out of Chicago State, then immortalized it with an album called The College Dropout. Built a billion-dollar Yeezy empire, lost it, and maybe one day will rebuild. Education tier? He literally branded himself no degree. That's textbook F tier. Rihanna didn't go to college, didn't need to. Turned music into Fenty Beauty, net worth $1.4 billion. On a business tier list, she's S. On education, sorry Riri, F tier. So there you have it. Some billionaires flex Ivy League diplomas, some drop out to build trillion-dollar companies, and others just skip school entirely to sell shoes, lattes, or rap albums. Turns out there's no single syllabus for success. Sometimes the best degree is the billions you made along the way.